at Indigo Park. Hello, all you young explorers and Dear Duels, welcome to a show that introduces you to an exploratory expedition into the fuzzy wuzzy world of the furry fandom for what it's worth. Today we got a live stream and there's anything can goes. So, without further ado, let's welcome the crew.
Yay! Thank you,
Hey.
Charlie. Really appreciate your introduction, being all rambly and rambling all around.
It's what I do.
Just
I am Rue.
everywhere.
And this is Sammy. Hi, Sammy.
Hi.
And this is
Hi.
Click. Say
Does that mean
hi,
I'm
Click.
crew now. Yay, I'm crew.
You are crew! I am crew.
I am crew.
I was gonna say, what kind of crew are we? I feel like we're kind of a chaos.
Hello, I am crew.
And then there's
Well,
Voss. Hi, Voss.
Yeah, Boss is here too.
Yeah, he's here. And then we also have our lovely chat in Discord. Thank you, patrons, for joining the show. Please give yourself a round of applause for
A
being
round of
here as well.
applause.
Well, shall we get started?
Let's get it started and
I mean,
Yeah?
I feel like we've already started, but sure, I
Yeah.
guess we can.
We're kind of running
restart.
already, so
Oh.
keep running.
I thought that was a warm-up. Charlie, go!
What am I doing? Small
Sorry.
talk? Well, it all started when I was a little pup.
I don't know. That's pretty big talk.
All right, maybe not go that far. Update, San Francisco was wonderful. Nothing I can say within 10 minutes, but all I can say is Alcatraz was terrifying at night. The Winchester Mystery House was worth the tour. The trolleys were fun, and tiki bars are absolutely incredible, and Utah's lame for not having a single one.
Yeah,
Don't we
I
have a
remember
tiki
being
bar?
taken to a tiki
No.
bar before in
We
San
had
Francisco. It was
tiki
amazing.
bars. Yes, they are so good there. They're I wanted to just stay there and be a drunk little bastard on the side of the street. It was wonderful.
A drunk little bastard.
It was so good. Look, it's our singing friend exclaiming
Yes.
they're in the parade lineup right now. The parade is beginning at AnthroCon.
Yes. Well, that does go into why we are missing a particular blue cat. So Nuka is at AnthroCon this week doing his first sciencey things.
You probably met him while you were standing in line for so many hours.
Maybe
Because he probably shoved a survey in your hands.
in your face. Hopefully gently. Maybe he asked. He is Canadian. I don't know what they
It's
do.
Canadian.
How's it going, E?
All right. Well, Click, what have you been up to since we last chatted?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Nothing!
Everything.
Nothing.
Everything.
Working, sitting, and sleeping.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey.
It'll get busy in 2 weeks. Then I'll have stuff to do.
Hey, I heard that you have a pretty fun adventure coming up. You're going to Yellowstone, where in the land of Huckleberry.
Yeah, we gotta take Voss up there for his fix.
Yes. As much as I have cookie issues, what a lot of people don't know is Voss here has Huckleberry issues.
I don't have issues. I can quit whenever I want.
Is that why your eyes are purple?
Maybe.
Too much
Maybe.
Huckleberry? Instead of being, your eyes are brown because you're full of shit, your eyes are purple because you're full of Huckleberry?
I plead the fifth. No comment.
Yeah.
Well, I have been doing a bunch of VR shenanigans, so it's been fun hopping into VR, being my foxy self. I've been running Monday game nights every single week, and that's been pretty successful. 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Not plugging. Okay.
Just plugging a whole lot.
Yeah, so anybody is welcome to come. But other than that, this fox has been super sick. I have been dealing with a summer flu. So I didn't go to work on Monday. I was like super ill, and yeah, I've just been basically like, this is my most social that I have been since the last couple of days. So yay. Hopefully I don't collapse during this live stream. But I sound a lot better. My voice is actually back. A couple days ago, I was like, I couldn't even talk. So here we are.
That's fair. I mean, if we don't hear from Rue for a while, we'll just poke his husky and they'll go see what's going on. So,
Sammy, what have you been up to? Wow, sounds like a lot.
Well,
let me guess. Sleeping, sitting, and working?
I mean, yes, those things have been happening. We've also taken one of our dogs to the emergency vets twice within a week's period. So that was a majority of my week. So one day I still don't know how she even managed to do this. Like, I can't figure out how it happened. But one of the times she sliced open her paw pad, so like her big paw pad on one of her paws. And then like 3 days later, she, I don't know, sliced open, like gouged open a big old flap of skin on her chest. Like, I don't know, but that one was like you could see the chest wall from the skin being open. It was really weird. But because she was already on meds for the first thing, I don't think she realized she did the second thing because she never acted like it hurt. So yeah, we spent, I don't know, I think I spent like probably 8 to 10 hours, somewhere in that range, at the animal ER during this last week. So that's been fun.
Why they called it furry children?
Oh my god, yeah, those are not cheap bills. But she's fine. She's healing, but is acting like nothing has happened, which I guess is good. So yeah, other than the normal stuff, yay.
Well, just like any beginning of the show, we have to have a little bit of treat to go along with this episode, right?
Yes.
So the treat for the chat, we have a cookie. Let's see what the cookie is for today.
Good luck, hopefully.
All right, it says, you will enjoy the twisted road if you do not expect it to be straight. In bed with a cookie.
Good thing I'm gay. All roads are gaily forward.
That... I don't know if that actually makes any sense in my brain.
No, I'll rewrite.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
You will
You'll
enjoy
it if you don't expect it to be straight. Well, no shit.
You will enjoy the twisted road if you do not expect it to be straight. In bed with a cookie. I love that fortune. It's great.
But, well, you know who we kind of made him talk. Voss, what have you been doing? I'm going to go back.
Oh.
What? Oh god, I don't know.
Well, Rue mentions his cookie. We can make Voss talk.
No. No, you can't.
Well, let's check in with the chat and see what they're saying that they've been doing. So let's see. We have some people at AC. I heard that nice, if you're still here. I heard that somebody got engaged. So congratulations to you. Let's see. It looks like the Anthrocon Fursuit Parade is starting up real soon. So that's a big deal for those of you that don't know about AC. Barnaby is planning to maybe go to PersonaCon. What is a PersonaCon?
I don't know. Google, be my friend.
A PersonaCon is not real.
Oh.
Well, maybe you should all bug each person next to you while you're waiting in the fursuit line for the parade to start and give them the episode, and then they can watch while they wait.
Yep.
That's an idea.
Just blast it as your music backing when you go around in the parade.
Oh my gosh, please no. Don't do that. That's
I will provide all the mighty Wurlitzer military band organ music you'll need.
Yeah, there you go.
Barnaby says that it's in Virginia.
Very cool. Yeah.
Obsessed with the guest of honor. So
I'm just looking at it. It looks like their theme is
Blue Ridge Mountain.
Dungeon Delvers. So that's pretty cool. Very cool.
Isn't Dungeon Delvers like aren't they a D&D like live stream?
Think so. I thought it was an expansion. I don't know.
Oh. I do not know these things. I'm just a simple fox.
Yep. That's okay. Dungeons and Dragons for Furries. Yeah, it is. It's like an expansion book that somebody wrote. Or a 5e book that somebody wrote. I remember seeing the Kickstarter for it. It looked very cool. That was one I wanted to do, but I always forget to go back to Kickstarter and check where things are at, and then I forget to back them.
Well, that's very on brand for what this episode is about.
Forgetting things?
No.
No, we just do that all the time.
So, Sammy, I heard that there's some people that are getting pretty excited about this Magic game that's coming up. Like this Magic stuff that's being
new
released.
Magic expansion?
Yeah, are you finally going to get into Magic? I do not play Magic.
I played Magic for a very long time. I have how many cards stashed away? I have not played also for a very long time because when they started doing like Commander and Planeswalker stuff, I was like, I don't know how this shit works anymore, and it's gotten all expensive and confusing, and I stopped.
See, my issue with Magic, I know this is not what the episode's about, but just real quick, my issue with Magic is that it's kind of like you can build a deck before playing, and I understand that that's the point, right? But you could be going against somebody and already have lost because they have some sort of a broken deck that they've put a bunch of money into it. I guess I'm the type of person that if I'm going to sit down and play a game with somebody, I want to make sure that people, like, that I'm on the same exact page. Like, I don't want to be sitting down to something that I already know that I'm going to lose.
Rue just wants to win all the time.
No, that's not it. That's not it at all. I just don't like when the deck is stacked against you.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole point of Magic. I've never actually played it, but like you build your deck for contingencies, right?
Yeah.
You have no idea what they're coming at you with.
Yep.
That's true. But
yeah, like,
to all those people that love to play
TCGs.
Magic, I think it's great. You know, I think it's good for you to have your own hobbies and stuff. So I am not condoning what people play. It's just, this is my opinion.
I'm just like, all TCG games are like that. Because I've played TCG since, man, when I was a teenager, I would spend my weekends at the card game shop playing card games and played Pokemon, played Magic, played Yu-Gi-Oh, played basically everything. And they're all like that. It's all just chance. You can build your deck and you can spend so much money on your deck and you can be like, ha, this is going to be great. I'm gonna beat everybody. But you know, if you don't get the cards you need, that's just how it goes sometimes.
I don't know. I just feel like that it's like play to win type stuff. Like in other
Play to
video
win.
games,
Yeah, most games are play to win.
pay to win.
You mean pay to
pay to win. Well, on that note, should we get to the topic at hand? I mean, after all, Voss, like 5 minutes ago, already tried to segue us to that topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back to the topic.
trying to drive this wonderful short bus of us.
Yeah.
I've already
It's
veered
great.
it off into a ditch hours ago, and this is just the aftermath.
Is this just purgatory?
Yes.
Oh,
Didn't
well.
you know that we were doing Magic the Gathering, the episode?
The episode. I never
Well,
played Magic.
You know, there is a Magic the Gathering video game. You can just play it
is?
on the computer.
I think you can play just about anything nowadays,
I know.
board game wise, or like physical game wise.
On the computer.
On the
a video
computer.
game system. Which segues it. I don't know. That was so forward. Anyway,
that was a meander.
that was a weird thing. But yes, so today let's get into the actual topic. We're gonna be talking about video games and the fandom. I mean, video games and furry. I think all of us here are gamers in some way or form, whether or not we play games because we're furry or we played games before we were furry. I think video games specifically in this episode have made a big influence.
I was
in
gonna say,
regards to
or are furries because of video games?
yeah.
This is when I wish that Nuka was here so I could point to him and be like, what are the results? What are the studies that show how
I bet
many
there
furries?
are. Let's see.
Eh.
Somebody distract everybody while I Google.
Something,
Distract-
Google.
Let's see. Cookies, smash. There you go. Was that distracting enough?
I don't.
Business numbers.
Yes.
Yay! Well, I will say this while you're looking up those numbers. We are gonna be going to a convention real soon. Woo! We're gonna be going to AWOO.
Oh,
And we're gonna be
AWOO.
doing a panel there.
Yeah, we'll be doing a live show.
Yeah, that'll be fun. It's on Saturday. I believe it's at
Saturday,
1 o'clock,
July
is it?
20th at 1:30.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be, even though that it's called For What It's Worth Live, it's not really going to be live for all those of you that are on the internet to listen to it. But we'll hopefully release the episode later on. Unlike our last live show that we did, it didn't end up getting recorded at all. But that was fun. Memories, PTSD triggering thoughts of, doing a whole episode and then finding out that nothing gets recorded.
Yep.
So back to topic.
Furries and video games. Woo!
Are there any games that actually influenced your furriness?
Was there
That's
s-
also for the chat as well. So if you hear those questions, go ahead and type them out, and we'll read what your thoughts are.
Was there a certain fox with no legs flying through space that got you?
Right. Well, like depending on how long you've been playing games, right? Because obviously Star Fox Adventures and the whole Crystal Fox thing was huge.
The Dragon in Atari adventure really did things to me.
Because
Well,
when I was playing video games, because I didn't get a lot of video games when I was younger. My parents, no matter how much I would beg and ask, would not buy me consoles or games. I didn't really get anything till I was like, oh boy, 13, 14. So I definitely didn't have like the younger years of, wow, look at these cute animal characters I get to play as, which kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, Spyro. Jesus. Who isn't a furry because of Spyro?
We love Spyro.
There's that nasty Nork.
Hold on, Spyro. You must save the rest of the daddies before you can go.
Oh, dang it.
The daddy dragons.
Daddy dragons. Well, like, you could even go as far back as even, like, Battletoads, right? Because they were anthropomorphic.
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm... Yeah, I never played Earthworm Jim, but yeah.
Pretty fun. It's a
Yeah?
good platformer.
I would have to say, like, back in my day, shaking the cane.
Way back when
I was a kid, my aunt sat me down and plugged in the regular Super Mario Bros. Okay, the regular one, and I played through it. And I was like, "What is this? This is so magical and amazing!" And she showed me like jumping on the turtle shell type thing, where you could get like infinite 1-ups, and I was like, this is so cool. And that's kind of what got me into video games. So for me, I'd have to say something that was furry that I saw is when the Super NES came out, and with Mario, you could get these different power-ups, like Super Mario Brothers 3. Sorry,
yeah,
Mario Brothers 3.
The first one was 3 with the Tanukis.
Yeah,
that definitely helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
And then, getting the frog suit, even though the frog suit
that,
was, terrible.
That's so funny. I was going to say that. It's it's so, you play through Mario 3, and you get this... The frog suit was awesome, but you only got it for half of one level. I was so disappointed.
So that's some of my early memories of some of. I mean, I understand that it's it's just a anime character. You know, you got a leaf and you got some ears and tails, and there you go. He's not really a furry. He's just human with tails and ears. But for me, it was that's so cool.
Isn't that pretty much us? Really?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is
I mean,
exactly what a furry is? But, I mean, Mario was an early magical girl with his transformations. Also, yes, Barnaby,
Gex.
I completely
I forgot about
agree
Gex.
on Red 13, and so Final Fantasy VII, which was a game I played when I was 16. And my team always consisted of Cloud, Red 13, and Vincent. And Vincent is the TF guy, which I'm surprised I'm not more into TF, always having Vincent. But it also helped that he was just hot anyway.
Well, I was actually going through everybody's suggestions, thinking about it. The 90s there were a lot of anthropomorphic games.
We had a lot of little critters like Croc and Spyro.
Does anybody remember Conker?
Oh yeah, of course, Conker's Bad Fur Day. I loved that game, and I love playing the multiplayer version where you'd go and pee on stuff. It was funny.
What?
I don't know if
Did
you
you
know
know that?
He was obsessed
No,
with
I've
Teen and stuff.
never played a Conquer game. I know Conquer, but
Conquer's
I've never
Bad
played
Fur
it.
Day was like, we're gonna make a furry game, and we're also gonna make it like adult, but not really adult. So
It was not good enough for kids. It was
yeah,
it was labeled as "Don't let kids play this."
It
It's
wasn't
not
a kids
game.
game,
It was more of a
but-
teenager game.
but it still had an adorable character, so kids played it anyways, of course.
Yeah, they're
Sure.
swearing and stuff. They're aggressive.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters growing up was Banjo Kazooie. Like I loved Banjo Kazooie. Yeah, going around getting all those puzzle pieces. No.
Okay, here's one. It takes away from consoles. How did any of you play Neopets?
No.
No, my sister was obsessed, and she had one of the McDonald's Neopet toys. And when we were playing in the Gateway water fountains, which we shouldn't have, we were playing with them, and one of them got out of her hand and went right down the drain. So for all we know, there's one in the ocean.
Hey Sammy, I found my original Tamagotchi.
Whoa, Tamagotchi.
I have it right here in my room. All I would have to do is go get batteries.
Oh my god, that's amazing. But yeah, I played. I wouldn't say I played the shit out of Neopets, but I played a lot of Neopets. So, but it was also like something I could play at school.
Club
because-
Penguin, let's go. Hit it with the dance.
Because I didn't have things to play, so it was like, I can play this on the school computer. Whee!
And I won't
Because
get in trouble.
my dad was a teacher all of my life. He was a teacher, so a lot of the times it was, and he would teach in the same like school districts. So a lot of the times it would be hang out after school and wait till dad is done and he'll take you home kind of thing. So there was a lot of the times where it was just like finding things to do, and then when computers and computer labs were open after school, I'd just go and hang out on the computers. And so between like lunch and then after school, like Neopets and there was another one, but it wasn't furry related. But there was another one that was that kind of game that I played a lot of.
I don't know. All I had was Oregon Trail.
True.
Hey, boss. Have you died recently? You know, from a broken limb, 1 mile out away from the finish line? For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, we recently played, like, with the cast.
Recently? That was like 6 years ago.
Whatever. Anyways. We played Oregon Trail together, and we all had ourselves in there, and Voss died, like, 1 mile away with a broken foot.
After tanking every disease and ailment.
Oh yeah. During the trip, he got literally everything. He got bit by a snake. He got typhoid. He got whatever you could get. He got and survived. And then broke his leg at the fucking base and died.
The thing is, we also had the supplies to fix his leg. And he was like, nah, I'll be okay for a mile.
We're right there. How can anything happen?
Boss dies.
Woof. Okay.
So, I was gonna...
that's
Well,
I'm gonna win. Ha ha! So, I would have to say one of my other favorite characters was Yoshi growing up. So, I absolutely love that little thing. I would keep him as much as I possibly could. I would think it would be like a horrible thing to make that dinosaur die, to be able to have that extra jump.
Betrayal. Betrayed.
I mean, isn't that like
Um.
a whole part of that section? Or I guess
No!
it doesn't matter. No?
That's why I'd always go for the blue Yoshi, so you could just fly around the levels and just cheat. I was also going to say another fun game that I loved was of course the Zelda series. Like, Zelda series is great, but in Majora's Mask there was actually, transformation that happened in Majora's Mask, and some of it was really like gory, and not gory, but for the Nintendo 64 it was like the transformation, it was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Like Link's like they're screaming and transforming into something else, and I was like, oh man, this is so cool. And then of course what you get is Twilight Princess, which Wolf Link.
Well, and then you also,
I love Wolf Link.
I mean, talking about the N64, I mean, obviously, Mario 64 is when Bowser became Dowser Daddy.
So long, gay Bowser.
Okay, I have to admit, Bowser is 100% a heartthrob for me. 100%. I mean, who doesn't like Bowser?
I mean, I know people who aren't into Bowser, but yeah.
There you go. There's another one. Chat's bringing up the other half of the world with Sonic and Tails.
Oh my goodness.
At the speed
Yeah.
of sound.
Can't forget about Sonic.
Follow the
And Tails,
rainbow.
right? Like, Sonic was his own thing, but Tails came out and was adorable.
Tails is super cute, dude.
I loved
love that
playing
little
as
guy.
Tails, and I used to just tell my friend, like, hey, just hide in the corner and I'll beat the boss for you. Don't worry, because Tails can't die. So,
And then-
one other memory that came into my head when growing up is we would usually play the original Mario, which I know is not furry related 100%, but like whenever I wanted a turn, I was a terrible cousin growing up with, or a friend, because whenever I wanted a turn, I would pause on my controller, and when somebody would jump over a pit, and then I would unpause the game.
Pause and they'd fall.
And they would fall to their death.
Jesus.
And then it would be my turn.
No wonder nobody likes playing with games with you.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I used to be evil.
Used to
Yeah,
be.
used to be.
I don't know when that retirement happened, but I wasn't there for the cake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if this happened, none of us were informed.
Does anybody remember Bloody Roar? I have no idea what that is.
I don't.
The bloody roar.
Now
The
that,
bloody roar.
That's
I
Do the
love
roar.
now
I
that
know.
you
Do the
guys
roar.
are all
Whoa,
showing your
it's
age,
cool.
what about more modern games?
You know, do you guys remember the arcade cabinet game Altered Beast? And you'd like just be walking in and you'd see this man just like transform into this
Transform
beast.
into the wolf. I remember
It's like-
that game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I have to play this game.
Okay, I'm
And he would
familiar.
howl. Every time he transformed, it would howl, and that's all you could hear in the whole arcade. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, that's obviously more games that probably turned us furry. But now, what about games that have been taken over by furry?
Like,
For
Goose
example,
Games and
Second Life.
Second Life,
VR chat?
VR
Right.
chat, absolutely is reigning supreme in the furry world.
Well, I see it this way. I mean, like, of course those things will be taken over by furries because, I mean, majority of us, like, if, you hear this question all the time. What if you woke up and you were your persona? Like, I hear that question all the time.
All the time. Well,
What-
we still do.
What
Because
would you do?
it's a fun dream, right? People like to think about it.
So in Second Life and VR chat, you can actually be your character. Even more so in VR chat, because you can actually look down at your hands and be like, oh my gosh, I have paws. Like, there's been a time that I was like, looking at my paws, and like I took off my VR headset, and like I looked down and my hands were there, but then I put my headset back down, and there were my paws, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. Anywho.
What about games like, oh, good lord, my brain just broke. Undertale and things like that. Those weren't like, I'm making these for furries, but the furries
We're
latched
making
on.
it for them.
Well, that's a lot of that. I think is the fact that I think a majority of furries, like, obviously we're everywhere, right? We're in every aspect of life, but there's a lot of us that are in IT, technology fields. So it kind of stands to reason that game development would be a part of that. So you get a lot of furries in game development, so then they get to do whatever they want. So they make furry games, which is fantastic.
Oh, sorry. We're being invaded by His Grace. If you look at the Discord chat, let us pay respect to the King of Koopas.
Wow.
What?
Billy Bust Up, Minnie the Howler, Wild Assault are definitely a few games that are more furry coded. Moss and Cult of the Lambs. We got all those Steam indie games coming around. We got Indigo Park with some raccoon that loves to ramble and likes trains. There's always a never ending.
He's so cute.
Fuzzy Wuzzy characters in this fandom.
There are a lot, and if they're not, how many people do you think mod games to make them furry then?
Well, that's the best part is mods. Even games that are kind of furry, because I know there's a lot of them in even like Pal World, which is, I mean, kind of furry, but I know there's mods that you can make yourself, a furry character. So there's a lot of games that do that.
Okay, I'll say one that's fairly new. We have Fortnite. I mean, there's tons of furry characters.
Fortnite's huge.
That have been added recently.
And then
so many.
There's another one over there talking with like the modded that I've seen all the time is Breath of the Wild. People Wolf Link.
An anthro Wolf Link.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hot.
And you fly around with your glider being Wolf Link.
That's awesome.
Tons of mods for different games. I know I'll go and play like Fallout and I'll change it to a furry mod just so everything's animals.
Well, yeah, what's that one? What's that zombie game you guys play that you've got
Left 4 Dead?
Out?
Left 4 Dead 2 has so many great mods.
Yeah.
I love the mods in Left 4 Dead.
Voss has his modded out hardcore.
I do. Just because
but it's so fun.
Stardew Valley has anthro character mods as well, and that's always a fun game.
They do.
True.
They stole my likeness for one of those characters. And I'll never see royalties.
Well, so how do you guys feel that having this extra media has helped grow the fandom? Do you feel like that it's helped grow the fandom at all, or has it affected the fandom in any sort of way, or?
Coming from personal experience, the final nail in my coffin before I finally just keeled over and said, yeah, all right, I'll just get into this was Zootopia.
I'll just be a furry.
I'll stop liking just colorful horses with weird JPEGs on their asses, and we'll have all kinds of other characters instead. And then you look at all these games, and there's definitely introductions, like Five Nights at Freddy's, for example. There's some people who got really into just taking their animatronic forms and turning them into more of a TV show cartoon character, which then slowly turns into, hey, what other TV show / cartoon characters exist in this world? And oh no, they just right back into the pit, and now they're here with us. Welcome aboard.
Right. Well, and that's Eli brought up a good point. Right. I think we're predisposed to gravitate towards anthropomorphic characters. So the fact that so many video games had them certainly didn't help us any.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I play a video game and there's a furry character, that's what I'm picking. You know, like, for instance, I play some Guild Wars with my significant other. What am I? I am the Char race, 100%. I'm the horn kitties, and I run around and have fun, and you know,
Right.
or any sort of game that it's like, can you pick the furry character? I'm like, yes, that's what I'm there for. And there were some times that friends were like, why do you always pick the weird characters? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
You always pick that one.
Why do you pick that? Like, why don't you pick a human character? I'm like,
Humans are lame.
Yeah.
In the world of fantasy, I could be anything I want, and I want to be
Right.
just human.
I'm already a human. I've seen it.
Oh, I got
I've
that
done this playthrough.
I got that so much when I played Turok, the first one. In multiplayer, you could choose to play as the raptors instead of the humans with guns.
oh, that's so cool.
And I'd always choose the raptors, and I'd hunt my friends, and it was great. And they're just like, why do you always choose them? 'Cause they're awesome.
I've already
Yeah.
been human. It's lame.
You guys keep talking. I need to step away for a moment.
Okay. Well, let's just go into chat. So Barnaby brought up Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, which, if you don't know, it's about you're a human that all of a sudden wakes up as a Pokemon, and you can communicate with Pokemon and talk to Pokemon, and yeah, it has a storyline that's associated to it.
Sorry, that
gameplay-
picture makes me laugh.
The gameplay apparently really sucks, though.
I love this game though. The squirrel with the gun.
What?
The physics are so funny.
Indigo Park?
No, the recent picture Eli posted.
The
squirrel with
picture
the
on
gun.
the chat.
Oh.
Every time you shoot the gun, it launches the squirrel back. It's so funny. I can't wait for it. I've had it on my wish list for like ever. Let me see if I can get the name.
I'm going through.
So, yeah.
It's been so difficult. Do you think there's more furry games now than there have been in the past?
Definitely. Well, like I said, there's a lot more. I think it's a generational thing, right? There's more people who grew up with video games who are now making video games, and a certain percent of them are definitely going to be furry.
Oh yeah.
And then they always add in that one character just for them.
Right.
Plus, furries run the IT world, so I mean, it's only a matter of time before they just breached.
What that's getting more mainstream. Just more video games have furry characters, more to do.
It's
And
just
now
the
it's
norm.
Right.
just normal now.
Yeah, it's just a thing, right? Well, and video games is an easier platform to do that with, right? Because you could put an anthropomorphic character in a video game, and nobody thinks it's weird because that's just how it is.
Or they know you're all IT, and then like Barnaby said, they're marketing to you now.
Right.
Well,
They know
we're in
you'll
Hot
buy it.
Topic, right? Like, furry stuff is in Hot Topic now. You can go buy some tails.
Yeah.
So therefore, we're mainstream. And we're in Hot Topic.
Right. Well, and the furry bait thing, right? A lot of these game companies, I think, are realizing that a lot of people, I mean, whether you're a furry or not, right? Cute anthropomorphic characters are a draw. So they put furry bait in there, and of course we'll eat it up.
Okay.
I mean,
So then that goes to say, with all of you, is there a game that you specifically bought just because there was a furry
because
character,
it's a furry.
and that's the only reason?
Well, I just barely bought a board game, but it wasn't because there was a furry on it. It's because there was cookies on it. But that's the same wheelhouse, right? Right? That's what we were talking about.
I mean, there's. I don't.
but I
personally
just-
look for them.
But I just went to a board game store with a bunch of furries, and majority of the games that they did purchase It was all furry games. Like there was one that was like Pass the Trash that had like some anthropomorphic raccoons on it, and it was like, yeah, okay.
So because the raccoons.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm with you, Barnaby. It's not a bad thing. The furry bait, like, it's a very effective marketing strategy, and we're terrible for it. You know, we'll buy stuff just because it's furry, and I'm with you. I'm here for it.
I'm the same way when it comes to like Dungeons and Dragons. Like it's like if there's a furry character that I can be, if I can be a tabaxi, if I can be a, you know, whatever furry race that's there, it's when they start off with their like general stuff, and it's like you can be a human or another human that has pointy ears or a dark human that has pointy ears. It's like, my goodness, give me the other races. Like, I don't want to just be a human type thing or a short human. Although I do play a lot of halflings, but still.
I won't lie. It has turned me off from certain games if they're like, we have 20 races and all of them are variations of humans and not one anthro character. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore this title and maybe come back to it if they have a DLC or something.
That's okay. I'll move on.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, even Baldur's Gate kind of has that, right? Because it's like, yeah, you can be a human or an elf or a dwarf. Okay, who hasn't made a Dragonborn character just because it's anthropomorphic?
We were playing a game together, and we laughed because we all created Dragonborn. Which, of course, like, why wouldn't we?
Right.
Even though that it wasn't going to be, like, mid-maxing their stats and be the best thing for the build, I was like, fuck it, that's what I want to be.
Bro, not everyone min-maxes. Some of us just like to have fun.
I like to have fun, too. Overpowering everything. So, Skyrim, Sage and Barnaby brought up Khajiit and the Argonians. So,
and there used to be canine races, and then the Argonians killed them all.
Stupid cats.
Lizards.
Oh, I was talking about the other ones, but
Lizards, creatures, doggies of sorts.
Well, maybe that's how people became, like, powerful. Conspiracy theory time. Aren't we all lizard people?
Only if you're in government. So, Rue.
Yes.
You're a lizard person.
Yeah. I mean, I'll play a lizard person.
I'll play a lizard person.
I mean, I do like money, so there you go. Oh, politics. What? That's what you meant.
Wow, that joke. It
went right over my head.
It's reached cruising altitude.
I'm sorry, I was eating a cookie, okay? You just couldn't see that. I'm here. This is planet Earth. Medicine. Yes, I'm sick, and I can't remember things.
Nah, you were just looking at Star Fox.
Oh, man, Star Fox. Okay, when I played that game as a kid, like, I loved Fox. But I hated Falco. Like, Falco is, like, the worst character ever.
I was gonna say,
I'm on your side.
I'm okay with Falco. I was gonna say, who hated Slippy?
See, I didn't mind Slippy at all. I wanted Slippy to be there, but Falco always, like, gave you, like, the side eye and was like, man, you're not good enough, Star Fox. I'm way better than you. I should be the leader.
Slippy was only good for one thing, and that was revealing the health of the moss. Otherwise, I did not care, because every time I'd have to go and save his goddamn ass. He can't do shit. And I'm like, he's like Donald who can't heal in Kingdom Hearts. Donald, for God's sakes, tunnel me, because if I die, the game's over. Goofy's fine for 2 minutes.
Wow.
I hate.
I hate Donald. Ah!
I hate Donald as a healer. Donald as a duck, hilarious. Donald as a healer, the worst.
Oh no. Well, there goes another video game we forgot to mention. Kingdom Hearts. There's your furry bait if you want to get
That's
Disney
so
into
much furry.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
one thing Disney's
Furry
good
and
at,
TS.
Well,
making
right.
furries.
That's kind of a given, considering it's Disney based, and obviously their movies are a huge problem for us.
Problem. I don't know what you're
Yes.
talking about. I can quit anytime.
I could quit anytime.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Kingdom,
I
like
just saw,
Kingdom
I
Hearts.
just saw
fun.
Keith Hrothgar and just stopped for a moment. So,
What?
oh, I was looking at the Discord chat. Final Fantasy
Oh.
14.
I'm sorry, Sammy. None of them are cute. They're all ugly.
I'm gonna come over there and beat your ass.
I'm
And
gonna
then
kick
please
your
do,
ass.
because
What?
they're fugly. Fugly human characters that just have like AI painted on their face.
That's another. I think that's another topic. What is?
I'm
furry? What's
joking.
anime?
I'm joking.
Yes, little Sora's a Lion King lion. It was so good. It was so good. Ah, I don't know about Goofy as a turtle, but I thought that was the funniest thing. So I was like, hell yeah, you know what? Hell yeah.
Yeah, Sora as the lion was adorable.
Yeah.
Sammy, it's okay for you to like what you like. It's okay.
Apparently
I love
it's
you
not.
still. It's
What?
fine. You can
Apparently it's not.
You can love characters that look like that they were from the Cats play.
Cats movie.
It's okay for you to love things that look like that.
Wow. That's like evil and passive aggressive.
What? Me?
It's okay. You
Never.
can like that. That's fine. Wow.
It's okay to be wrong. Sometimes we all make bad choices.
Well, I do want to grant this. A lot of the mod community in the Final Fantasy 14, that they have actually created good, decent models. And if it's modded, then it's good. But if it's the generic stuff of just the characters, usually they're not hot cat dads. I wish that they would have been a little bit more creative with making it more of a cat model than just like a human with a cat head on it. But that's just my opinion.
So, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Because you get that weird uncanny valley thing, right? It's not quite 100% anthropomorphic, and it's not quite human.
What happened to Sammy? I think I killed Sammy. It's okay, Sammy, for you to love what you love. It's okay.
Sammy did have to step away for a minute.
Oh, is that
Somebody
why?
came back.
Am I panicking over here for nothing?
You might be. Anyways,
I don't know about for nothing.
what else is fun to do? Gaslighting, Among Us,
Yay.
and talking about all those kind of spectrums. But like, so then if we go into furry video games, do we think furry novels, like all those reading? I don't even know what they're like. A few of them called. I know there's one by Clay's Cat that was like kind of famous for a while. Do we consider furry novels and visual novels and
go
games?
visual novels like that one or Beacon Pines?
Beacon Pines. Visual novels, those are the words. The animated, are those games? Are they games? Do they count? Even though there's a good chunk of them that are extremely furry forward and are a little long to read, like Hayseed, I think is one of them.
Yeah, but that's not really a game,
Is it? Though?
really. I don't know. I've never messed with them.
You know, you're right. Borderlands. We don't have any anthro characters in Borderlands, is there?
No, not really.
Oh my gosh, Night in the Woods. Crimes.
Night in the Woods. Oh my goodness, what a classic. Now I've got to go through my library and just shout games that are furry adjacent, like Later Gator.
That made me have feelings.
Later Gator was pretty good.
Well, then you could just throw in like Duck Game.
Duck Game. Bug Snacks. That's
Or
really...
DuckTales.
Woo! Cuphead has a couple cool character designs. Dota and League of Legends have really good character designs.
So what you're saying is we're only playing these games for the characters. Yes, got it.
More
Pretty
often
much.
than not. Like Friends versus Friends. That's a big furry adjacent game. 1v1 game of shooting characters with like cool PS1 / kind of PS2 graphics that are... It's delightful. The character designs are super good. We also got... What is it? Indigo Park. That's another one everyone knows and loves. Later Alligator. Lethal Company. We always love to work for the company. And there's the Yeen mods.
Yeah. of
Oh
course
my
there's furry
gosh.
for that.
The Yeen mods.
Made
We love
by a
love 'em.
furry, but has no furry character unless you mod it.
Unless you mod it. Wasn't that a wild time? Let's see what else I got in
A furry
here.
makes the game and doesn't add a furry model. Lame.
We did mention some Five Nights at Freddy's. We do love that kind of world of animatronics.
Well, that game was weird, right? Because it was like that tapped into the whole fursuiter side of things.
It did. It really did. And now there's never
Like-
any videos.
Forced fursuiting that will kill me. I love it.
And some people were like, this is a new kink. I
Whoa.
like this.
I didn't know this side of you, Click.
Yes, you did.
Next time you'll have to tell me how, having that lock. What is it called? What are the suits called?
Oh,
The
the spring
endo-
locks?
Yeah, the spring lock
Spring lock
suit. You'll have to tell us how that spring lock suit felt as it dug
Mm.
into your rib.
Foxy. He's my favorite. I love that guy. This gift's weird because his tongue's moving way too much, but it's good. What else we got? Party Animals, that fun stuffed animal game where you can beat up your friends with silly physics.
And then there's Animal. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Animal Royale?
Yeah, Animal
Yeah.
Royale.
Animal Royale.
That's actually fun.
That's-
I'm not huge on battle royale games, but that one's actually pretty fun.
That one's pretty good. You can sit in there for a minute. Let's see. Spyro, the remaster.
So would you count Splatoon? They're squids.
They're squiddy.
But
weirdo
they're kids.
hybrids. And they sing like. No, that's
Oh
for
my
Animal
gosh.
Crossing. Hit it with that Animal Crossing.
There's a game that I never could get into because the only character in the entire game that you can play is a human.
What?
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
We will never
Oh
get
my gosh.
a villager version. I want to be a villager in someone else's village. I want to be a shithead.
Let me be an animal. Stop making me be the only human on the entire island, you bastards.
Honestly.
It would make the game so much better.
Honestly, so much better. Especially if I could be a part-time villager, I can just clock in, and if they're not logged in, I'm like, well, guess I get to run the village, and I go and hang out with the other villagers. Like, what's up, guys? And if they come in, it's like, oh, hey, you're here today. What's up?
Could you imagine if, like, when you're actually going into your, like, into another player's game, that you get to become one of their villagers?
That would be so fun. I would love to do that. I would love to be a part-time villager in someone else's village.
Oh, what is another one? Brock the Investigator. Have you heard about that one?
Oh, is that the duck one? Duck investigator? No. Wait. I know what you're talking about. Hold on.
No,
hold on.
it's
I know
a
what you're
side scroller.
Yes, with the big gator and the purple hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one looks really good. That's like that's everyone's favorite like 90s era of like furry characters where they have just the ideal dad bods. And there's no defining muscles, but you know they strong and they got bellies and soft shapes and you just want to hug them, just lay down on them maybe for like, 7 hours, a total healthy and normal amount of time.
Totally normal. And what
Totally
was the
normal.
other one? Do you consider, what was it? The feline with a cat?
Oh, I know what you're talking
Feline
about.
with the cat.
No, I know what you're talking about. I have the
I don't
fuck.
remember the name.
I know what you're talking about. Oh no, there was a raccoon one similar. Get the hell of it.
Well, there was Sly Cooper
Sly Cooper.
from way back in the day.
Oh, Sly Cooper. Sly, use the action button to be able to walk across.
Yeah, Bubsy. Bubsy was a cat.
And then the Bubsy remake was terrible.
Was it?
He just only said like the same 4 lines nonstop, back to back. It was like, Jesus, guys, you could have added like 20 more, at least 20 more lines, and it would have been fine. Then you got, let's see, we got Bubsy. I
Then
grew up
there's-
with a lot of the Super Nintendo era, so I had like Donkey Kong Country, Primordial Rage. I don't know.
And
if
there's
those games
Ori.
include- Ori, yeah, that's Discord chat's been going off on sweet little
Crazy about it.
Ori's
Ori's fun, but it's emotional.
Yep, it is. That's
hits
why
feels.
like my significant other has always told me, he's like, I cannot play that game. I cannot play it because the music always makes me depressed. Every time.
You know what's a really emotional game?
What's that?
Oh gosh, what is it? Hold on, let me find it. But it's also very furry. I had it just a second ago too.
What about Tribal Hunter, Rue?
Spirit Fair.
Spiritfarer? Oh yeah. That was a emotional game too.
Yeah, and but it's also super furry.
Ooh, there's a
Yeah,
tall
and that
deer.
one it's the whole you're a person and all the characters around you are anthros.
Wait, who's the tall deer? Explain.
All
Elaborate.
deer.
Who is the tall deer in this game with the funny leaf axolotl ears? All I see
What are you
is
talking about?
Oh,
If I Google it, all I get is just this image of the main character hugging a tall deer. I want to know
Yeah.
who this deer is.
the deer is one of the spirits.
They are my favorite now.
It's a really good game, but oof, boy, it's got some themes.
Boss, what is Tribal Hunter?
You know what it is. You played it.
I forgot.
Tribal Hunter is where you're the big guy and you eat monsters and get fat.
Oh, that game. Yeah, the inflation game. Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Giovanni is cute. I'm sorry, I'm still in Spirit Fair. Oh, Elena,
Not simple enough.
hello.
Like, I
I
would
forgot.
love that game to be on, like, I don't know, like, Switch or something, but I don't think it's too fetishy. I don't think it'll ever go to Switch.
No. I forgot all about Jack and Daxter, and I played the hell out of that game.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
did
Jack and Daxter.
The Daxter spin-off game was really fun. I remember playing that on my cousin's PlayStation.
I played a bunch of the original Jack and Daxter when I was a teenager, healing from knee surgery because I was like, I can't do nothing. So I had to have my PS2 with my games, and Jack and Daxter was not too difficult to play when I couldn't focus because of the pain meds. So, you know.
Animal Will. What is Animal Will?
No, I have not played Animal Well.
I hear it's between or better than Super Mario Bros. 2 and Knack. Oh, puzzle game.
I can't remember the name of this character, but wasn't there like a skateboarding tiger thing? Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm sure that's just not someone's persona.
Oh,
I know there's a skateboarding cheetah in Spyro 2.
I don't know.
oh
Hunter.
yeah. He was an asshole.
He was kind of a dick.
That he was.
Crash was always fun. Crash Bandicoot.
We love Crash.
Wow!
What about the Duck Hunt dog?
Okay, dog.
The
Everyone
Duck Hunt
hates
dog
him.
is a very mixed character, like Scrappy Doo. Some love,
Yeah.
a lot hate. And then they made Corridor Crew, not Corridor Crew, but people who are related to Corridor Crew made a game called Duck Season, making fun of that, where it's a guy in a dog suit, and it's a horror game because you.
Oh,
you
I've
get
heard about
spooky.
That game is creepy as shit.
That game
I've-
gave me bad vibes, and I played it to all endings, and it was really hard because I only played it in the middle of the day. Otherwise, I was stupid scared, and I was like, it's so funny. I go through a haunted house, whatever, it's fine. Actors jump in my face. I play a VR version. I'm terrified. This is it. I'm gonna die. And I'm just in my own home, living my best life, but I'm terrified.
You know, in VR chat, they have some horror worlds. They're pretty scary, some of them.
True.
We should get you in sometime.
Oh no.
Put you in the VR world.
Oh no.
Escape from the slasher.
I already played too much Dead by Daylight. I don't need it more. I do need it more, but no.
Or
but yes,
or
but
we'll make you
no.
play Phasmophobia in VR.
Ah, Phasmophobia is boring, but it is good. It was a good time. Simpler time.
or Forest in VR. You can just like take a tennis
Sons of the
racket and
Forest.
yeah,
Watch those giant abominations come running at me.
yeah. Unfortunately, they don't
Stray.
have a VR version of that yet.
I
Sons
never
of the-
played Stray. That game kind of came and went and disappeared.
It was fun, but it was small, so it
It's
just
small.
Didn't
It's
last long.
super indie, but it's really fun and it's really cute. And in like probably the first 2 hours of playing that game, I got an achievement that was meow 100 times. Because you can just meow at things, and because it'll get them to react. So I just was like meowing all over the place.
Meow, meow.
And then it's like, wow, achievement. I was like, oh no, I just started this game.
Okay, I have a super important question. How does it make you feel when there is a furry character in the game? It could be just like a dog, okay? And you can't pet it.
That does make me upset.
That's funny because that's that's such a common mechanic now because people like bitched about it so much that if you have an animal in the game, you have to be able to pet it. Otherwise, people will.
Well, your game sucks.
Right.
It's like, what is it? I think it's God of War that has that like bigger than big giant dog, and you're allowed to pet it.
There are 2 rules in video games. If there is an animal, you must be able to pet it, and if there is water nearby, you should be able to fish it.
True.
If not friend, why friend shaped?
Exactly.
I mean, even in Satisfactory, you can pet the lizard doggos.
I love petting those doggos.
Yeah. I think, that's definitely like that is definitely not just a furry thing. That's just people are like, I want to play with the cute animal. And
It's-
I
it's
was
a
like,
true thing.
oh no, he's gonna be asking like, what if you're playing a game and you have to kill the dog? I was like, then I don't
Right.
play the game.
Then I don't play that game.
I
One of
don't
the-
play the game. I don't watch the movie.
Honestly, one of the best
Or I get
review
real
sites.
mad about it.
The best review sites ever made is "Can You Pet the Dog" at Twitter.com, because
Can you
it'll
pet the
tell you
dog?
if you can pet the dog in the game. And if the game allows you to pet, well, then it's time to play.
Sammy, I think that we need to sit down and watch a really old movie. It's called Old Yeller.
No, thank you.
All right. Well, what about games where you can play? Because I just remember that cat one was Stray.
Uh-huh.
If
Right.
you remember that one, if anyone's played that,
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we just talked about it.
and then the other one was Spirit of the North.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know that one.
Isn't
don't
that the
remember that
Fox
one.
one?
Yeah, that's the
Where you
fox
can be
one.
a fox?
Oh, that's the little indie one.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
little
that
I
one's-
have
indie
played that.
one.
That one's really pretty though. Like the sceneries and the environments are gorgeous.
I've got that on my Switch.
And then here's a couple. Remember if anyone's played Little Gator Game?
Little
Yes,
Gator game.
I did play that for a little bit.
That was very popular for a little while. And then if everyone forgot Ukulele,
Ukulele, the spin-off of
Remember-
Banjo-Kazooie.
I mean, I never played it, but I know people who like backed it. 'Cause that was the one that was they kickstarted it because it's the same game style as like Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank and stuff.
You mean Banjo Kazooie?
Yeah, but it's ukulele aren't they a lizard?
Yeah, they're a chameleon with I think a bat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one I never played it, but I have seen a lot about it.
I believe a lot of the game developers were the ones that made Banjo and Kazooie, and so that's why they got together to create ukulele to kind of try to bring that back.
Apparently in A Legend of Zelda you can pick up the dog
Oh,
Oh my
and
gosh!
cuddle the dog.
So a new game that came out. Barnaby just said, "I'm gonna butcher the name. I'm so sorry. Somebody help me with this." Ghost of Tsushima. You can pet the foxes in that.
oh yeah, the big warrior game.
And my significant other like squeed and ran downstairs and was like, Rue, you have to come upstairs. You have to come up for 1 second. I was like, okay. And he's like, see, look, there's a fox. And I was like, okay. And he like followed the fox, and the fox took him to a shrine, and then you could pet the fox. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to buy this game. Just so I can go pet the foxes.
I have to buy this game just
You
so I can
know,
pet the fox.
following I think in Japanese mythology, following a fox to a shrine does not typically lead to good things.
Yeah, you know what I have noticed whenever you go to like a store, like an Asian store, I would always think that, man, they would have something with foxes on them,
Mhm.
you know, somewhere. But any of these stores, like, I don't see anything. And I wonder if that superstition even goes a little bit deeper.
Well, in Japanese mythology, like foxes are tricksters. They're trouble. You typically don't want to interact with a fox.
So why are you guys here? What?
But yeah, there's a lot in regards to Japanese mythology about like foxes and things.
well,
So that's why I was like, follow the fox to the shrine. I'll pass.
Ah, okay. But, you know, there's also, like, foxes in the Breath of the Wild and the Zelda. Whenever I see them and somebody's like, ooh, you can get meat off of them, I'm like, no, don't kill them.
Correct.
You can also, there's foxes in Skyrim as well, and I would always just kind of follow the foxes around, and like people, like one day I was sitting and watching my roommate, and they were like, hey, Rue, watch this. And like they took their bow out and shot one of the foxes that were there. I was like,
Just
"No,
cuz.
no.
I always think of that one video of I think it's a God of War, and there's like a girl streamer, and she's like, "Oh, it's so cute," and then an arrow just impales a rabbit into the floor, and she just goes, just is dying and crying.
That's amazing.
So bad. Speaking of rabbits, does anybody play 7 Days?
The
The rabbits make
sounds
such a
they
terrible
make.
noise.
don't
And I've
know
watched
why.
videos from the 1.0 release, and they still do it.
Oh no! So
They'll
they're
never
like,
get
yeah,
rid of
this
it.
is great.
Yeah, tell that to Rue and Sons of the Forest.
Oh,
Why?
So
Does
it-
recreate small woodland creature genocide?
well, kind of. I have a breeding room for rabbits. So there's like a whole bunch of cages, and I just, I'll just sit in front of the cages and have my character jump up and down, and I'll be like, do it, make babies.
And then he'll
Make
take
food.
the babies, and they make such wonderful sounds as he does his thing.
Hey, I have not
Does it-
killed
Whoa.
any of them. That's all.
Does his thing? That's a little
That's all
ambiguous.
Sammy. Sammy just goes in and starts wringing their necks and being like, "Oh, I have to have a meal."
Well, they're meat. I gotta eat. But yes, that is another game where the animals make noises that I don't know why they chose those noises.
Well, I don't get how come when you pick up a bunny that it's not like you holding it or cradling it in your arms. Instead, you're picking it up by its neck.
Yeah.
And quite literally, if you see a character running around with a bunny, like this bunny is like dangling, like struggling. It's kind of horrific. Until, of course, they click a button and then it snaps their neck. Ugh.
Great.
Yay.
Wow.
That was very wholesome.
The most wholesome. So, well, here's another game everyone's played. What about Armello?
Oh God.
Oh, that game.
Brings back so
Stop.
many memories.
I like it. There's certain friends that I absolutely adore and love. But it's like, hey, let's play a game. And they're like, Armello. I'm like,
Anything else?
Yeah. Let's play. Not that one.
Apparently
It's
there's a way to
fun.
strategize it,
It
and
just
I
takes so much time.
I just smash buttons.
I
Yeah.
like it. It is a lot of fun. I just
So,
it just gets overplayed sometimes.
so not to completely derail, but somebody brought up GTA 6. And how can we not talk about the unabashed furry insert of what was a GTA ripoff? I can't remember the name of the
It
game.
was called Saints Row. and
Saints
you were
Row, right.
able to jump in and be a mascot for suitor. I would do the same exact thing as you. I would always like get into a mascot fursuit and run around in a dog outfit and smash people's heads in. It was great with a purple dildo bat.
Yeah, GTA 5 kind of did. Later on, they added masks and stuff, but
It was like,
yeah,
all right, that's okay.
the Saints Row thing, it was kind of trying to make fun of furries, but furries just embraced it, so it didn't work.
As it usually do.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, you get these games like that where they're like, "Ha, we're gonna make fun of these people, and we're gonna try and make it so people don't like them because whatever reason." And then the furries are like, "Hey, this is great. We love this. Let's do more." Wee.
Right.
I know we talked about Tunic for like 2 seconds, but let me tell you, that adorable little fox is so cute, and that game is so hard. It's so good. I haven't actually finished it yet. I need to. But what I love about it is it's like, here's this game. Play this game. And it doesn't tell you what to do. It doesn't even give you an instruction manual. You have to collect the instruction manual, and then something that you've been able to do since the very beginning, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can do that? by pressing these particular keys. So it's a really good game. And then, of course, the fox is just so adorable.
Right. Well, that's that's part of the. I mean, I don't want to say pandering, but
is
that's the stuff that we just eat up.
Yeah, like you were saying before, it's like, furry character.
Right.
Like that's a very good way to pull people's interest toward a game.
Yeah, we did talk about Pow World for a brief second. I do know there's a mod that you can be a protogen, which is kind of cool.
Well,
Definitely furry bait, yes.
do we want to take a quick little break? Replenish our waters? Or do we just want to plow through?
Well, it depends. How long are we doing this?
It's a little late for a break.
Gotcha. Well, then we should move on to the next topic, unless there's some final thoughts, some other things you guys want to talk about video games in the fandom.
Well, we can talk about like let's talk about games that don't have anything furry, and let's say we could add that little bit of magic to it. What games would we choose?
Pretty much anything I am currently playing.
Helldivers with furries.
Dude, Helldivers with furries would be so fucking
That would
funny.
be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
There you go.
Paper Mario, but you get to be your furry self.
There's a Paper Mario-esque game that's furry.
Well, there's a Paper Mario world in VR chat now that everybody loves.
I've been seeing that. Like, they really need to do, like, some RPG elements or something like that, using that. But I want to go into that world. I think it'd be really fun. That's the game that I just barely finished, is Paper Mario. I'm like... which my
There you
little
go.
Yoshi is the adorable, but...
See,
Which
they
color
need to
did you
mod
get?
it to have skins like that.
Well, I think it's time to wrap up. Yay!
Wrap. Oh, wrap.
I know, right? I mean, we've talked about a lot of little things about, a lot of fun things about furry characters in video games. So, yeah, I think it's time to wrap up. So, Sammy, what are your final thoughts about furries in video games?
More.
More.
More. No, that is correct.
More.
I feel like we can't have enough, because it's such a wide spectrum of things. You could just go on forever with the designs like these.
Right? The furries make it better. So yes, that's my final thoughts.
Furries make it better.
Yes.
I like that.
At least in the video game world.
Boss, what is your thoughts?
Same thing. There needs to be a lot more of them. There's not enough, and every game that has it should have a furry option.
True.
Charlie, what's your thoughts?
I would like to see more unique character designs when it comes to the fuzzy characters. I love to see like different art styles, different different twists, different plots, just all kinds of fun stuff. We don't always need a visual novel. We don't always need a 2D platformer. We can get into like murder mystery stuff. We can get into 3D open world environments, which I know those take a lot more, but like RPGs would be really cool to interact with characters at a different level and just, I don't know. just keep going, man. Keep doing what you gotta do. But also add scruffy dogs and dogs with mustaches would be really cool. The lack of facial hair in furry animals
Can we
is
do
depressing.
that a lot more? I want more races than just they have a big multiplayer game. Well, the only animal race is a cat.
Yeah, we need more versions. Like I want to play as a goddamn giraffe, but I want to be a warrior. I want my neck to be so goddamn tall, no one can headshot my dumb asses. I'm just a berserker going.
I broke.
Apparently.
Oh, don't look at me. I'm broken over here. Okay. Click.
What? I already said I like Sammy's furries make it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have to say the same thing with what you guys have been saying. Pretty much, I do feel like that there needs to be more furry options in video games instead of like human number 2, human number 3, and human number 4. It'd be nice if there was other options, and I do agree that there needs to be more than just cats for for the furry race, because that seems to be a majority of games. So
cats become the option. You would think. My thought would be it would be canines, like wolves or something. Sorry, that just.
Cats are easier because they have short noses.
I don't know why, but it always seems to be the default of, well, you need a fantasy animal race, cat.
Yeah.
Well, I know that when you have other characters that don't move or look the exact same, if you have like an MMO, like for example, Guild Wars, they recently had an error that ended up occurring where you could become something called a long cat, where one of their armor sets, because the character race was so different, they didn't test it on all the character races, and it made you into this gigantic long cat. It was absolutely hilarious. So I'm guessing that that's probably why that they have, usually they just want all the characters to look the same so that all the armor pieces will fit on those particular characters. I mean, like for example, let's just bring up Baldur's Gate. Like Baldur's Gate at the very beginning, like I was playing one of the halflings, and a majority of the cutscenes would just have the character T-posing, like the very beginning scene where you were falling from the airship. You would just T-pose your way down.
You assert your dominance to the ground before you hit it.
So I think that that's why that there's not as many, but there definitely needs to be, because I feel like that. Well, I don't know.
That was
the
whole complaint early on, is because the only reason Dragonborn existed in Baldur's Gate at all was because there were complaints that there were no fantasy races at all.
Yeah.
I mean, D&D has an absolute crap ton, and you don't have a single one. It's just humans.
Yeah.
And so they got a complaint, so they made one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm like,
But then
I love my Dragonborn, but
the exact thing what you're talking about also happened in Skyrim, because if you remember, Argonians and Khajiit used to be digigrade back in Morrowind, and their armors didn't always fit, and you couldn't equip boots. And over the years, they just were like, you know what? You just stand up, you're plantigrade, you have the exact same body and shape and model as all the others.
No, don't do that. Please go through the extra effort.
It made it lamer.
That's also, you have to also think just that that's a problem on the industry as well, is they're not going to pay the people to make it in a way that they probably actually want to make it, and just be like, nope, just get it out of there. And then the modders will come in and fix it, and we love them for it.
If it has mod support.
If it has mod support, yeah.
Otherwise, you're just screwed. And that always sucks.
Well, I think it's time for the mailbag. Anything in the mailbag?
Mailbag.
Not that I saw.
Aww. I hate when nothing's in the mailbag.
I know.
Maybe next time. So I was trying to pull up housekeeping in the notes, so I'm gonna just wing it. Here we go. Housekeeping. So first of all, our website is forwhatitsworth.com. Go ahead and go over there, and it makes it look like that people actually visit the site. So thank you if you could do that. Also, we have a Telegram, a Facebook, and Bluehost, and a Mastodon account as well. All of it is at forwhatitsworth.com. We have emails. Rue at forwhatitsworth.com. Click Voss. Charlie's is still, I don't know what's going. Charlie, why is your email not working?
I don't know.
We need to work on that and figure it out. But Charlie at forwhatitsworth.com should be up real soon. And then of course we have Sammy at forwhatitsworth and Nuka. So if you want to send us a message directly, feel free. Like, for example, if the audio sounds a little bit weird, you can complain to Voss. Just kidding.
I will totally take your information on board and then ignore it.
Just be like,
Let's see. What else did I miss?
Thanking the patrons for the certain music that I know you love.
Oh my gosh, we forgot to do that!
Patreons, I need to pull up the list.
If only there was some sort of music to cue you into this.
No.
Oh.
I'm done.
What's happening?
No, please. No torture.
I gotta get to the list.
The other day I was with some friends in VR, and they made me go to a church. It was so bad.
They
So
took
horrible.
you to church, now you're having a bad time. Now you will not see the words of God and what he will write for you.
I saw visions of a circle choir. It was so weird. They were all yerping.
They were European.
And there was a sacrifice too. It was weird. And then people jumped into a car in the middle of a church.
Our church, in the middle of a church, our church.
Sounds like a very weird church.
This is all the stuff that people don't hear when we're not live.
Got your list?
Our Patreons we would like to thank go as follows. Anthallo. Yeah, see how good that flows. Nuka, the Science Cat. Basel the Dragon, or Basel, Black Baldrik, my favorite flavor of candy. Lufis the Raccoon, with special guest Tenax the Raccoon. 2 raccoons. Eli, always being our meme guy. Plug it in. Ausi Kat, not to be confused with English K. Chaphogriff, Lygris, Christian, Ichigo Ookami, Meng times 3. There's 3 of them, as far as I know. The seasoning in the back of your cabinet, Sage, Light Fang, not to be confused with Darby, Entire 52 with a Victor Mutt. Just got a Victor Mutt Royale, just took out Tomato Town.
Did we mention Barnaby?
Who?
Barnaby!
If it's not on the updated list, then Barnaby is cool too.
I'll get it updated.
I think you have to yell at Rue. Barnaby, yell at Rue.
No!
Barnaby!
No!
Show us your misery
I
of not being acknowledged by Rue!
I
I'll turn it
remembered
up.
you. All right. Well, hey, thank you everybody for joining us once again for a lovely, lovely episode. Tomorrow we have patron games. So if you are a patron, please make sure that you are here once again for our patron games. So it is at 2:00 Mountain Standard Time. So in other words, if it's 20 minutes from now, that would be the time that we would be starting.
Ain't that a fine how do you do?
Yep. So, and then we're gonna have our live show that's gonna be coming up real soon. So, so we're not gonna actually have I'm sorry, Rue's dying over here.
No
but yeah.
sneezing. It's not allowed.
Oh, that was me dying in the corner. Yeah, so we're gonna have a great episode coming up with our live show, and then after that we have another episode that I can't remember the topic. Do you guys remember the topic?
What does the schedule say?
I'm looking. Stall for me.
Hold on, let me just. Maybe if I pump the throttle.
More gas.
It's going to be boundaries in the fandom. So if you want to go ahead and start typing up your emails, or if you want to send in a speak pipe or an audio file, that would be really helpful. But what we want to hear is, how do you set boundaries for yourself? Whether it be with your family, whether it be with your work, or whether it be with other furries, or your spouse, significant other, or yourself. How do you set boundaries? What advice do you have to be able to be successful at setting boundaries? What are some boundaries that you have set for yourself or others around you? So, send us an email. Yay! Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we have to say before we go? Before you put me back in the cage?
Who knows?
All right. Well, this has been Rue.
This has been Sammy.
Thanks, Luke.
And Voss.
And I'm Charlie.
And this has been
No
For
new
what
buttons
it's
showed
it's
up.
worth.
Ah, no!
It's over.
It's been
1 week.